私も多少は腕に覚え。
Hello again, and welcome to my second mob reaction today, episode 4 of season 2. It has been pretty good so far. I think they really leaned into what makes this show really special. I think that overall I can definitely see season 2 being better than season 1, but we're pretty early in the season. Although I guess we're quarter way through after this. No, a third. There's 12 episodes, right? So we're a third through after this. Shorter series, 12 episode series really hit different than longer ones with 24 to 48 episodes, you know, or hundreds. But, yeah. Okay, shout out to Davi, Doga King, Matty, Cherry, Elizabeth, Tiago, Nox, Raf, and Alone Pre, Dark Shadow. Thank you guys for being here. Let's go.
金持ちって社長か何かですか？
社長だ。はあ。
Wow.
これ個人の持ち。
Yeah, goodness. I hope that in the future, maybe. Nah, but I won't. But it's just a dream. Just for a few months, I'd like to live in like a mansion. Or even just a month. But then it would have to be a fully furnished mansion. Because I'm not gonna have enough stuff to fill the place. Like, I wonder if you could, like, you know how you have Airbnb? Just for maybe even 2 weeks. All that OnlyFans money will pay for it. I would have to save for a year just to do 2 weeks Airbnb at the mansion. If I want to. No, Dark Shadow. I think you guys are under the no. You can rent castles in the UK, but the castle is not a mansion. A mansion is different than a castle. I don't want to live in a castle. Castles are like you get tired going from the bedroom to the bathroom. Just open a spritz and consultations office.
よく集まってくださいました、先生方。私は皆さんが本物の霊能力者であることに疑いを持っておりません。しかし、この中に娘を救える方がいらっしゃるかどうか。
Of course, to save his daughter.
ここからさ、朝霧みのり14歳です。マジックミラーなので向こうからは見えません。
モブと同い年か。
ちょっとやりすぎなんじゃねえか。
彼女の中には悪霊が入ってしまったのです。先生方にはそれを退治していただきたい。
どうも。
今のところこれっぽっちも感じませんね。
思春期の精神的疾患が妥当なところだな。
しかし、かすかに醜悪な気配が。
That's Dimple.
それもすぐにし
Yeah.
金に糸目はつけません。救ってくれた者には特別な報酬を用意する。娘をどうかお願いします。
ああ。精神的な疾患を初対面の素人がケアするのは厳しい。ここで俺ができることはあくまで霊能者としてだけ。こんにちは。そう、いつも通りだ。なんで閉じ込められてるのかわかる？
私、わからないの。最近まるで何かに取りつかれたみたいにおかしいの。
どんな風に？
私が呪われてるとか悪魔に乗っ取られてるとか言い出したのよ。そりゃちょっと反抗期もあったかもしれないけど、ここまでするなんて異常よ。私ずっとこのまま出られないのかな。ねえ、霊能者さん、これ外してくれない？痛くてしょうがないの。
お父さんに聞いてみるよ。
どうだった？
お前ら依頼人に何言ってんだ。ありゃたちが悪いぞ。間違いなく黒だ。子供と会話してる気がしなかった。
おお、私を信じてくれるのか。
あの子に騙されたやつは。
Yeah, I honestly feel like I trust Reagan on this more than I trust Reagan on this.
まんまと取り込まれるぜ。一人称がコロコロ変わったり、 パパと言ったりお父さんと言ったり。それと俺はただ話をしただけなのに彼女は俺を霊能者と呼んだ。つまりこっちの会話が筒抜け。
師匠、
俺は大丈夫だ。それより化けの皮が剥がれるのが早かったな。
見破られたのならもういい。
私をこの娘から追い出してみろ。
誰か娘を助けてやってくれ。とにかくあの悪魔を追い出してくれれば報酬は惜しまん。2億でも。
Oh, he gonna die.
ないですよ、そんなの。
どうしたエクボ、えらく怯えてんな。
チワワ。
チワワ？
間に合う。この案件から手を引け。
は？
お前らも名前くらいは知ってるだろう。野上刑事。
知らない。
最上、この商売を始めるときに参考にした一人だ。とっくに死んでたけど。
40年前の話だ。最上刑事、霊視、口寄せなどの能力を生かし人々を救う善良な霊能力者として最上には裏の顔があった。独自の呪術による暗殺だ。最上は金を求めていた。母親が重い病気になり治療費と十分な設備が必要だったんだ。生者と死者それぞれの最後に関わる日常が当たり前になることで奴は壊れていった。ありゃ本人だよ。世紀の霊能力者最上刑事。その慣れの果てだ。
さよなら。やはりこんな程度か。質が低い。見逃す価値がないほどに悲しいぞ。
ようやく順番が回ってきたようだ。まったくじゃんけんが弱くて参った。
大物の霊能者なのか知らんな。
王女。
様子が変だぞ。
もしかして乗っ取られてないか。
この程度でおい教えてくれ。こいつのどこが大物なんだ。
I feel like there's gonna be a part 2 to this episode.
憑依された者に飛び膝蹴りをかまし意識を強制的に飛ばす霊言の必殺技で。
Nice! Vegan! Simon!
薬量。俺
Lol,
の
I wanna see that again.
こいつのどこが大物なんだ。憑依された者に飛び膝蹴り意識を強制的に飛ばす霊言の必殺技である。
すまん。薬量。俺の勘だとお前の正体は最上刑事。
私を知っているのか。
本当だったのかよ。何が目的で女の子に取り付いてんだ。生前もロリコンだったのか。止まらない。
もうやめ
It's
なさい。
not your daughter!
一緒にいてやるから。
It's not your daughter! It's, oh god. Oh yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's gonna die. Oh.
刺した。嘘だろ。人が死ぬなんて聞いてないぞ。こんなの相手してられるか。逃げろ。
全然温まってないけど、やるしかないのはわかります。
77%. Poor dad, he really was wanting to be there for his daughter.
いいんじゃ。私も多少は腕に覚
誰かはわからないが優れた念動力者だな。確かに体の関節は可動域以上動かすことはできない。でも人形の関節はどうだ。動けるよ。
あの子の体が
わかったか。この体に負荷をかけても何の解決にもならん。
何を笑ってるんだ。
彼か。
解決はするよ。僕がお前を消す。こっからだ。なんて霊力。なんだろうあれ。見たことねえ。みのりさんから出ていけ。すごい。子供かと思ったらなんてパワーだ。失敗した。師匠、状況がもっと悪くなりました。
モブより強いってのか。
はい。
嘘。
やろう。死ぬ前よりも生き生きしてやがる。
終わりか小僧。
みのりさんの中に入って内側から悪霊を追い出せば。
アホか。生身の人間がどうやって他人の中に入るんだよ。
幽体離脱だよ。
なるほどな。
なるほどな。
だがその間お前の肉体は無防備になるぜ。
But then Reagan is there.
幽体になったところで侵入を拒絶してくるぞ。
でもやるしかないんだ。エクボ、少しの間憑依して僕の体
Oh,
を
like
守ってく
this
れないか。
bleached with the
おお、すげえ。俺にも見える。
holy shit. Holy shit.
来やがった。このちょっと待って。
この肉体いらんのなら私が使おうか。
Yes, Ekubo.
もう俺様のもんだ。
Oh.
ざまみやがれ。
Oh, visuals. Oh.
大事な素材をそうやすやすと壊されてたまるかよ。
なぜ他の霊がいる。目障りだ。そういうことか。正気じゃないな。
そいつは普通のガキじゃねえんだよ。
いけ。お前なら勝てる。
悪霊の顔になってる。
なんてパワーだ。非常に恵まれた能力を持っているな。
我々霊体だ。悪霊なんだ。
ところで少年よ、霊能力や超能力がどこから湧いて出るか知ってるか。
悪いけど時間がないんだ。とどめを刺すよ。
感情だよ。すべては感情が生むものだ。人間が持つ最大の特徴がその豊富な感情だ。感情があるから。
Oh, this is an easy 10 out of 10 episode. Like, I don't understand how. That's why I said this is to me a 10 out of 10 episode. How can this episode compare to the last episode? It can't to me. Like, what the fuck? I mean, this is what the
君はもう
fuck.
超能力を使えない。さっきの君のイメージする力を測ってみたんだ。大したものだ。多くの感情が波打っている。しかし自ら利用される側に落ち着いている。
ここから
まだわからないのか、罠にはまったことが。私はわざと君を受け入れたんだ。ではここで問題だ。幸せに暮らしている人間と苦しみにもがいている人間、どちらの方が強い感情が育つと思う？正解は後者。より強いのは負の感情だ。ストレスを抱え込んでいるものほど。
We can debate about that, but I get what you're saying. I get why you think that you would think that. I get it. I get it.
より強いのは負の感情だ。ストレスを抱え込んでいるものほど内に秘めたエネルギーは濃い。その点を踏まえれば、君は今よりもっと強く変わることができる。世界の見方を少し変えるだけでな。協力してやろうか？影山茂雄。ここでは普通の中学生だ。
This is in the head.
君の記憶を少し操作し、超能力も使えなくしてやる。 視点が違えば世界は別物だ。
Yeah,
その
true.
上で超能力の使えない君を観察させてもらおう。
One Punch Man is more comedy. This to me is not like it's funny sometimes, but the main focus is not comedy. Whereas One Punch Man is comedy.
あれ、僕何してたんだっけ？何か大事なことを全然思い出せないや。あ、早く学校行かなきゃ。次回モブサイコ100 2第5話。
I feel like the next episode will also be a 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna give myself some time, and we'll get to it next week, Saturday. But to be brief and blunt, I think there's more truth behind this episode, the what was said in this episode, than people realize. And that is often why I like, or that is part of why I love shonen, is because when people talk about the power of friendship and they hate that, oh, the power of friendship helped them win, to me it's not, it's because of this. He believes that negative feelings are stronger, and negative is where they get their ESP power, whatever. But I believe that positive feelings are stronger than negative feelings, although it is easier, I guess, to like, it's easier to give in to the negative feelings and get your power there than it, but that just eats you up at the end of the day. I think positive emotions, love, friendship, that kind of stuff, it's stronger or as strong as negative feelings, but it doesn't destroy you along with whatever you're feeling strongly about. If you're feeling a lot of hate and blah 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 blah, yes, you can do a lot of bad things in the world, but it destroys you as well. Whereas I think positive feelings are stronger than negative feelings because, or at least as equally strong. Like they, depending on how you use it, but in my opinion, maybe positive feelings or positive emotions are not, it's emotions, not feelings. Emotions are stronger in the long run because it doesn't destroy you. And you can I don't like the power of friendship when this theme is not overused like Fairy Tail. Okay. Fairy Tail is really good because in the very first episode or first few episodes, I believe but if I remember correctly, the same principle is established that Natsu's power comes from his emotions. But okay, you don't like Fairy Tail, you think it's overused, that is lovely. I can't really compare the two here because, well, there's not really the power of friendship in Mob, at least thus far. But yeah, to me it's not overused. It is a lighter show and more ecchi, more comedy. So I don't understand how the power of friendship can be overused in it, but okay. What was I talking about? Oh, but that is why I love shonen, is because it comes down to the same principle of power coming from emotions, and I do believe that the good will win out the bad. The love and friendship will defeat hate and the revenge or whatever in the end, because yeah, it is a more lasting power. Yes, negative, a bad guy can beat a good guy because negative emotions can be stronger than positive emotions. But that's just how fighting is. You can have someone that is stronger, but I think of it like a race where you can be stronger than someone, but if you're not as fit as them, they will outlast you. And that is why I think when I love in shonen when you think that this person has been knocked down, but then they keep getting back up, and in the end they win. And that is why I love shonen. And that is also why I find this conversation very interesting, because on some level I believe that in real life as well. Obviously, maybe not to this extent that it is in mob, the way that people get powers and stuff, but I do believe that a lot of our different kind of power in real life stems from our emotions. A lot of our perspective. Here in the end, he talks about I alter your memories. I made it so you can't use ESP. And he said, a change in perspective can make the world a whole different place. And that is oftentimes why people with different beliefs argue and literally see the world as a different place. And that is why, even though they're arguing, you can't really say that they're lying, because they really see the world that way. But that doesn't make it right. But if you can change your perspective, you can really change the way you see the world, which can change your whole life depending on the decisions that you make. Adding on to the discussion, I recall growing up, a lot of motivational stuff I heard was do well so you can prove them wrong. Show them up so you can rub it in their face. It almost always seemed to have a direct towards something vaguely negative as opposed to something positive. Do it for yourself. Do well to make yourself happy. Some people really do fuel themselves with negative emotions, but I do believe positive emotions carry you farther. It's like the whole thing about fake it until you make it. You're not, maybe, I can show you guys this, the scale of emotions, or emotional chart. Here we go. So when I was in a really dark place myself, and I had to read a lot of self-help books to help me just fucking, I don't know, get my life together. Bitch. Open image in new tab. So this is the emotional scale, as is how I learned it. You can get a lot of power here at the top, or a lot of power well, it's around here and around here in the red. Here, honestly, I believe that there's more power here than here. That is why I generally get angry rather than sad, because there's power and anger, and by power I mean the power to keep moving forward, whereas when you drop down this far, it's very difficult to even get up in the morning, you know? So anyway, a lot of people, when they want to start, when they realize like, okay, my life isn't where I want to be, I want to be happy, a lot of people try and do self-help work and read self-help books, and they try and jump from here to here. And sometimes it works for a bit, but then honestly, it's like when you do one of those diets that help you lose weight fast, but then you gain it back and more afterwards. So that's why I don't like those fast things. But if you properly, if you're able to stop yourself here, because that's usually, I get here a lot, but I can stop myself consciously at this point and process the emotions and work my way back up. And that is the best way to go about it. And, you know, we're not meant to live in one place. We're not, because you have no light without dark, no day without night. You need the good and the bad to appreciate life. So you can't ever expect to just be here all the time. You'll probably naturally, ideally, you'll be here and then dip sometimes and then up. But ideally, this is where you want to be for most of the time, right? But yeah, I go as far as here, anger and revenge, and then I process those emotions in a good way, and then I work my way back up to positive expectation, enthusiasm, and so on. But yeah, I think you get most of your power, the strongest power here, but not good power. This eats you up inside. it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die, all that kind of stuff. And this power is just as strong as that, can be just as strong, but can take you so much further. And what I love about this power is that it is like the pebble thing. When you drop it in the water, it's like a ripple effect. Ow. I think negative feelings are more likely to cause drastic change. In that sense, they work as a better catalyst for allowing people to do things they would not be able to do without them. Positive feelings are more self-sustaining and far more consistent. Precisely. You know, when I started, like, I lived a relatively mundane, like, there were very low times growing up, but me as a person, I was pretty blah all throughout my life until, you know, something big happened when I was 19. I dropped really low here. That's the lowest I've ever been. Where was I going with this? You were talking about? Oh, and then that was the time where I changed myself. Most of my life I was here. Contentment, boredom, hopefulness, pessimism. Like, I was always there. Then at 19, I dropped the lowest I'd ever been. And then that was the time in my life where I learned that I could be here. And yeah, I was actually making big differences in my life. And now I'm mostly here. Which is nice. Basically, one side is more long-term and the other side is short-term with side effects. Side effects is putting it too lightly. If you live down there, it's long-term destruction, and it feels But the thing is, the truth is that both sides can give you a lot of power. And the problem is that the bad stuff can make lasting, like, if you become the kind of person that have so much hatred and rage that you hurt people, you can make it, like, think of the dad from My Hero Academia and the lasting trauma that his family has to work through now because of maybe a time when he was down here. And yeah, it makes it more difficult to get up there than afterwards. But like, I can't stress enough what Nak said. Negative feelings are more likely to cause drastic change. They work as a better catalyst for allowing people to do things that they wouldn't be able to do without them. Positive feelings are more self-sustaining and more consistent. I meant short-term in terms of power, then it comes yes. I think there are pros and cons to both sides of the emotional spectrum. While I enjoy my ability to be happy most of the time, some of the best choices in my life were made after intense moments of sadness or anger. I needed the perspective granted to me by my negativity that allowed me to get motivated enough to force myself to change for the better. I was lucky enough to make changes that worked in my favor. Yes, that is, like I said, you cannot have light without dark. We're all going to go through times when we're all the way down here, and then there's lots of things. Do you have people in your life that want to help you? Do you accept the help? And there's so much there. From here, you can go two ways. You can start going back up, or I don't even want to think what would have happened if I had not found the person that I did at the time. It was just a lady that let me borrow books, and they were self-help books, and they were books that helped me to slowly work my way up the emotional scale. And yeah, I don't know what would have happened if, I think it would have been a lot worse if I didn't find her at that time. But that's why when we are at the lowest of our lows, we need to reach towards any little good thing, whether it's books or, that's why art and books and stories is so an integral and very important part of humanity, is because it is mostly in that where we will find our little sliver of something to hold on to eventually pull ourselves out of, But anyway, this episode was definitely a 10 out of 10. It was beautiful and brilliant, and I can't wait for next week to watch the next episode. Oops. It would be cool to rush through and watch the next one now, but I want to sit with it. I want to think about it, and then next week get back into it. And I don't want to rush through the season, because after the season there's no more. There's no season 3 yet. So yeah, episode 5 and 6 next week, Saturday. Cuckoo. Why positive role models, be them fiction or not, that can teach us how to make sense of tragedy and learn to grow from it? Luffy, Naruto, Ichigo, Natsu. Yeah. That's why I love them. That's why I love shonen so much, because it is that positive role model, you know, that mentality that even if taken to the extremes is what will inspire kids to keep moving forward when they're older. I really enjoyed the episode. I wonder if the girl will be friends with Bob after. I hope so. I don't know if she's gonna make it through this. It was really shocking to see the dad impale the guys, even though he was a spirit, his arms and legs chopped off by a mob. On the episode though, the spirit has intrigued me as a villain. I generally enjoy them in shows where love or too much love can make a monster. The fact that he went so far as to kill people for his mother's sake is horrible, but also makes me wonder, how far would you go for your mom? Shonen themes go hard. I think we've talked about that before in another anime. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this would make his mother very sad. And she would rather be ill and die than to see her son do what he is doing at this point in time. And it is sad that he doesn't realize that. And I don't know. I don't want to say, can you really call it love when you don't even understand that that person wouldn't want you doing that? It's, to me, it's like, I don't know if I can call that love, personally. But it's probably a type of love. I don't know. It's not a healthy, adjusted, good kind of love. It is a sick and twisted, sick. That could, I don't know. That just comes from, I think that that person had to already have been mentally unstable to need their mother that much. To me, that's a selfish love. They need to help their mom. They need to fix their mom and save their mom so much that they would go against their mother's wishes. I'm not saying, I don't know his mother. I don't know if she's evil too. But this main desire there is to not be alone, to not be without his mother. It's not about, if he truly loved his mother, he would not be doing things like this that would make her sad. That is a love that is rooted in fear and selfishness. To me personally, unless his mother is evil, and then maybe she taught him to do the things that he's doing. I don't know. But anyway, best mob episode so far that I've seen. Not better than the whole of season 1, because honestly, this episode is good because it's built on the foundation of season 1. So I cannot say that it is better than the whole of season 1. But I can now understand why someone would say this episode is better than the whole of season 1. I can understand it better with this episode, although I can't say that it would be true in my opinion, because it is built on the foundation, and you can never say you can't for me. Okay, time for some OVAs. I will see you guys next week, Saturday, for more. Bye.